This here podcast is for a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You never know, we might be talking about spirituality and wellness, relationships, whatever it is that you do to get your money, be it working somewhere, be it running your own thing, be it having a side hustle. It's all good over here. We are getting organized. We are handling our time management better, and we are having fun through it all. Because over here, it's all love, all light, and good vibes only. So, if you are interested in living, laughing, and learning, growing and glowing, drinking your water, and minding your own business, this is the perfect place for you. Hi, I'm Tiff, and welcome to the Life Unscripted podcast. Hey, bestie. Hey, boo. Hey, you and you and you. I am so glad that you joined us for another edition of the Life Unscripted podcast by Organized Energy. It is your girl, Tiff, the hostess with the mostest, and I am just so happy to be here with you today. So, as you know, we talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that on this podcast. It may be about, business, work, relationships, some sort of, time management and just all the things that make up your day-to-day living. We just want to be better. So typically we're talking about something that's going to help you be better in some area of life. I like to take a holistic approach to this show in the content that I share, because I am a certified life coach. And so I understand that in order to show up as the best version of yourself at work, we have to take care of some things that are going on at home. And in order to show up as your best self at home, we have to take care of some of the things that go on with you at work and in other places and so on and so forth. But you catch my drift, I hope. So that's why I like to cover various personal and professional and business or brand development topics, spiritual development and otherwise. So anyway, I say all that to say that today we're going to be talking about things on the professional realm, professional development, business development. And this is stemming from a post that I saw today from one of my social media connections. And she made a post that I completely agree with. And her post was basically saying that, she's made some sort of resolve. She has decided that she's going to be very resolute in the notion that there is no more devaluing of what it is that she brings to the table. In her post, she was basically saying that she is frustrated with people offering her, if she were to speak at an event or provide her services in some way, that it would be quote unquote for exposure rather than some sort of financial compensation. She was stating in her post that she has done several favors, that she, engages in coffees or lunches with the person that she's meeting with's motive or intention is to, air quote, pick her brain. They want to meet for lunch or coffee so they can pick her brain at no charge. And she's walked away feeling empty, feeling unappreciated. And I completely understand. And so I want to go there today I want to talk about how, no, you may not pick my brain. I want to talk about, no, I am not doing this for free, in hopes of, instead of being monetarily compensated, you are offering me the opportunity for exposure. No, I am not volunteering my services for this or for that. And it's not because I'm not compassionate for people and organizations that could use contributions from volunteers. That's not what I'm saying, so don't mishear me. But what I'm saying is it's very easy for people in the consulting realm to not be fairly compensated, because the nature of a consultant, which I believe we should, those of us who are in that industry, we should do a better job maybe of educating people. Because I do believe you have to teach people how to treat you. You got to teach them. And sometimes people just don't know. And other times they know what they're doing. And we abuse, we exploit that term, pick your brain. Literally, in other words, they're saying, can I get a consultation session with you for free over lunch or over coffee? When somebody is asking you, can I pick your brain? They're saying, hey, will you sit down with me and give me some free ideas? Tell me what you think about this, or tell me what you think about that. I don't want to pay you, but if you would just give me some guidance, get me started, on my way, I would really appreciate it. The thing about that is, are you able to go to the dentist or to your family physician, and say, hey, will you do my annual checkup at no cost? Can I pick your brain about what might be going on with me? No, there's a fee for you to go and see that professional, right? You cannot go to many places. You can't go to your cosmetologist, the person that does your hair, the person that might do your makeup, the person that might cut your hair at the barbershop. You can't go to them and say, can you do what you do for your living? Can you do that for me for free in exchange for exposure? Can you do my whole hair? Can you cut my hair? Can you style my hair? Can you do my makeup? Can you, a utility company, can you give me your utility services for free in exchange for exposure? I'll tell everybody all about you and that you exist if you'll give me your services for free. No, you cannot. You cannot. Maybe you can. I know I cannot. Let me say I cannot. And so it's the same with a consultant. The thing is, a consultant is someone that advises. They advise. And so another way to say it in layman's terms, they give you good ideas. A consultant's job is to be wise, to be knowledgeable about a certain thing, a certain industry, if you will. They know about it enough to be able to advise someone or guide someone on what their course of action might need to be. Consultants give ideas. They advise. And so people see the idea of getting ideas as something that you should be able to get for free. That's not necessarily a tangible product or service. They can't hold that in their hand. So they feel like, well, it's just a conversation and it's just over coffee. What's the harm? The harm is your industry as a consultant is to be wise, is to have those valuable ideas, is to be able to guide people. And without those ideas, without that guidance, without that knowledge, without that wisdom, they don't know how to do the thing. And they can only go so far on YouTube University or with trying to find articles online. Like, they obviously value what you can contribute. They just don't want to pay for it. And I, in my own experience, have had people to ask for guidance, for advice, for a full out plan on what to do, and say they didn't have it in their budget to pay me for an event or pay for whatever it is, and then turn around and spend multiple thousands of dollars on other things associated with the event that they said they could not pay me for, which of course I declined. But they spent thousands of dollars to book the venue, to have lavish decor for the venue, to have all this, wonderful food and all these flowing drinks and staff on hand to serve the event, and so on and so forth. All this money they put into marketing the event, and all the money that was going to be made from the people that were going to be attending, that was really basically used to generate leads for them. Yet they did not want to pay me to help them coordinate the event and to do some things at the event, to do some speaking and so on and so forth. And then had the nerve to invite me to the event. And it's just, so I've been there with this young lady who made this post. And but I want to get around to some solutions, because I don't want to harp on just a problem. I want to, talk about a solution. So we've all been there. We've asked people can I pick your brain? It's not fun. It is insulting, because you know that you are top tier. You know that you are a seasoned professional in whatever your realm is, and you want to be compensated as such. And not that every time you do something, you have to charge for it. I get that. But just overall and in general, it's the notion that a lot of times in the consulting realm, this is just what happens. People don't want to pay. They want you to do things for free. But solution. If you are a consultant, or if you are someone who is a professional and you depend on people compensating you for the wisdom that you impart, the guidance, the consultation that you provide, so on and so forth. The solution to that, one of the solutions, because actually, let me just say this. I've even had recently, within the last week, I won't say who it is. I've had another person who charges for their services. You've got to pay to come see them for their services. And they even were like, can I pick your brain? Can you teach me how to do blah, blah, blah? And it's just amazing that people want to be compensated for what they do, but they devalue what you do and feel like it should be given at no cost. And it is frustrating. But the solution to that, a couple things. If this is you, if you've been in this situation and you're like, I'm so tired of this, what do I do? Here's what you do. You teach people by using certain language. You say, if you'd like to, they're saying, hey, can we get together so I can pick your brain? You say, hey, well, actually, I do have a scheduling link. I'd be happy to provide you with my scheduling link so that you can set up some time for a consultation. Now, you've used different language. They're saying, pick your brain. You're responding with, sure. I will, if you'll give me your email address or your cell phone number or whatever it is, however you're going to use to get them your scheduling link or direct them to your website if it's listed there, but hey, I'd love to provide you with my link so that you can schedule some time that's going to work for the both of our schedules, so that, we can have a consultation. Well, now they hear word consultation, which is, you're going to have to pay me version of pick your brain. And so now they are being served notice that this is a professional exchange and this is called a consultation. I'm a professional and you may not pick my brain. And you don't have to say all that. You literally are just going to say, you just kind of shift that energy and you just say, sure, here's my link so that you can set up some time for us to have a consultation. And when they go to the link, depending on the software that you use when booking someone, some software, when you are booking an appointment, there is the option to have them pay for their appointment at the time of booking. So now they also see this time that they're going to have on your calendar is going to come with a cost. They have to pay for that time, just like you pay to go see the therapist or go pay to see the dentist or pay to see the doctor or pay to get your hair cut or pay to get your hair done or pay for makeup artists to do you or whoever else you're paying for an appointment with, a masseuse, a pedicure, a manicure, and so on and so forth. You pay for people's time and services. And so we don't get in a tizzy. We just give them a link to your schedule. And there's a fee associated with it, just like for anything else. And that can help take care of this. The other thing is if people are asking you to speak for an event or speak for their organization, they may be wanting to say, in exchange for exposure, we don't have a budget for a speaker, but we can give you, you can do this at no cost, but, for some exposure. And you're saying, I've been out here for a while. I don't need your exposure. My family needs to eat. I need to, and you're not saying that obviously, but, of course it might be in your head. Like, I'm not new to this, I don't need the exposure. I will accept payment because my family deserves to, I've got to earn an income to contribute so that we can keep a roof over our heads. That's probably running through your head. Like my vehicle, I've got to pay for gasoline, or if you have a vehicle that still runs on gasoline, or, I have a lifestyle to maintain. I have needs that I have to, pay for. This is all running through your head. So the way that you handle that when they're asking you to speak and they're alluding to there's not going to be any financial compensation, but there will be exposure opportunities. All you do is you refer them to your website or whatever processes you might have in place. So that means, you'd say, well, if you're wanting to book me, go ahead and go over to my website. There's a spot on the website where you would, inquire so that you can find out about my services or, to request a booking. But if you'll complete that form, I'll be able to look at that and I can get right back with you, to see if it's something that we can do together. But on that form, when they complete that inquiry form, one of the questions you should be asking is, what is your budget? This way they are served notice there are fees associated with your speaking engagements and your services. So it's all about language. It's all about communication. So, you can absolutely utilize processes meaning what happens, what's the flow of events. When someone says that they want you to speak to their group or for their organization or so on and so forth, they say that, and then what is their customer journey? Like what happens next? What do you do? Where do you send them? What do they do? And then what happens after that? And what happens after that? And what happens after? So it's a process. So, okay, they say, I want you to speak. You say, sure, we can talk about that. I need you to go to my website. There's a form. If you'll complete the form, I can review it and decide if this is something that would make sense, right? So then they go to your website and they get the form. Like I said, there's a series of questions you might ask them about the event and about, the audience, and just kind of getting a feel for what this is looking like so that you can figure out if this is something that makes sense for you and your brand and your skill set and so on and so forth. So, again, the mention of budget, asking them what is their budget would be listed on the form. They submit the form, you review the form, and then you get back with them accordingly. Now it's your option to discuss, what it is that they're looking for, what their expectations are, get a better idea of this event and what it all entails. And you can go from there based, to determine if you feel like it's something you should charge for. And if so, what should the charge be? But even with that, there's a way to deliver the proposal for your services and the fee schedule and so on and so forth. But again, these are just ways that we gently let people know you got to pay what you weigh. I don't do this for free. This is how I earn my living. And so people, and so in what I typically do, as another solution for you guys that may be in this scenario and share in the frustration or the burden that this young lady on my social media page that she posted on her page. But the other thing I do is I just direct people to my book. I'll say, hey, you can book a consultation. Or I invite you to check out my book. A lot of the things that I would teach you on this topic can be found in my book or within my on-demand programming, which is, almost like it's like online courses. You can join my cohorts to where, I teach this in small group settings. So I provide a way for them to access my services or my products, be it it's, if it's the do it yourself model, or the do it with you model. You can do this as a part of a group. You can do this one-on-one, with coaching. You can do this, on your own with the book or the course. And so when you give people choices and options of how they can work with you, now you have kind of educated them and enlightened them on how they can support you, your brand, how they can access what they need so that they can move on and do what they need to do based on what you've taught them, So I say all that to say communication is key. Education is key. Just gently nudging people in the right direction, because sometimes people just don't know. Everyone's not trying to get over on you. People are so used to saying, "Can I pick your brain?" They don't understand that is, for some consultants that can be language that they don't take too kindly to, but they don't know that sometimes. Now, sometimes people do know. They trying to get over and they want free information and they don't want to pay and they want to be able to, walk away with the new knowledge that you've given them and all the coins. They don't want to cut you in on the deal. There are people who will do that, who will take it if you let them. But there are others who just didn't know that you are firm and that you do expect that I can't just give this away. This is the way I earn my living, so I have to charge you for this. They don't know that until you share it with them. So I hope that has helped somebody. So on the one end, guys, if you're the one that's doing the asking, please maybe think about using a different choice of words as you're seeking the advice, the counsel, the expertise, the guidance from a consultant. Let's change our language and let's think about saying things like, hey, how can I book a consultation with you? How can I book some time with you? That would make your consultant very happy. How can I book some time with you? How can I book a consultation? Consultants, for you, again, you're going to use language to just gently educate and redirect people and nudge them in the right direction that you're wanting them to go in. So you're just going to practice saying, here's my link, so that you can book some time for a consult. And then you can go from there. Or here's how you can access my offerings. I don't necessarily do brain picking sessions, possibly, but you can purchase my whatever that is, my a membership to my community, my book, my course, whatever you have, and let them know these are the options. And these are ways that you can work amicably with people who are wanting your services, but in a way that helps the both of you. And then the other thing is, I will add to that one more thing: consultants, experts, subject matter experts, professionals. The other thing I will say is sometimes people are willing to buy into what you offer, but first they want a little taste of what it is that you do to make sure that you're worth the investment. Because there's nothing worse than them paying for something, not really knowing if you really know your stuff enough for them to pay, a high ticket amount for it, a high dollar amount for it, and then they not be satisfied. So one thing that you can do is to provide an opt-in, what people call a lead magnet, a white paper, a cheat sheet, a guide, something that may be free or a low cost download, or, something where they can get a quick win at no cost or for a low cost. And once they've gotten that quick win at no cost or for a low cost, they may then at some point begin to know, like, and trust you, hopefully, to the point where you are their go-to person for this thing, and they are ready possibly to buy in and support you, your platform, invest in your services at some point. But that sometimes requires that you give up a little bit, that you might have something to show them that what you're talking about, that your stuff. So, I suggest maybe the scheduling link that's associated with a fee, or a 15-minute, exploration call just to see if this is going to work before you charge them. Just kind of feel them out and see what it is that they're looking for. Or, like I say, the inquiry form that's going to use language such as, what is your budget, so that they know then. Or have the lead magnet. So those are just some ways that I suggest we, kind of help people help you. All right. So I hope that helps. And let me know if you've been on one side of that coin or the other. Tell me your experience with that and what your insight is on it. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. I hope that you are subscribing to this platform, hitting that notification bell so that you are notified when new content is made available, sharing with others, commenting and liking, just supporting in ways that doesn't cost you anything. And I appreciate it all. I really thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope that you have the absolute best day ever. Until next time, the best of blessings to you and yours. It is awesome to listen to my show, but wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch your very own? Go from listening to launching when you pick up my new book called Is This Thing On? The Super Simple Guide to Planning, Launching, and Scaling Your Podcast. And of course, it was written by a podcaster for new and aspiring podcasters. Think of it as business strategy meets podcasting 101. So yeah, anyone can launch a podcast. That's the easy part. But not everyone understands the business and brand strategy behind operating a podcast. Be it if you're doing it just for yourself and for pleasure as a hobby, or if you're doing it to get more eyes on your brand. Either way, this book, this project is for you. Visit organizedenergy.co/shop. Again, organizedenergy.co/shop. I've got some goodies for you. I want you to visit organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. I have curated a list of some of the favorite tools and resources that I use as I operate my business that have been amazing for me. They have helped me to save time. They have helped me to build my team. They have helped me to stay connected with my people. And I absolutely love so many of these tools. I want to share them with you, and it's free to download. So again, go to organizedenergy.co/spill the tea so that I can help you get started working smarter and not harder. Again, and as always, I want to thank you for listening. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you shared your time with me. That's number one. Number two, I always tell you guys as I close out my show that I love you. I remind you that God loves you. And I want you to make sure that you love you. Okay? I love you. God loves you. I want to make sure that you love you. Now, if you enjoyed this show and what you heard today, I ask that you do me a favor as my bestie. Would you please go over to Apple Podcasts, to Spotify, and wherever else you listen that has the opportunity for you to rate and review. I would love for you to rate the show and to leave a meaningful review. I want to make sure that you also have subscribed to the show and that you will share it with someone that you think would really enjoy it like you do. Okay? I truly appreciate you. I really do love you. And I cannot wait for you to join me again on the next episode. Have the absolute best week ever.